Oh, okay. So this is live. Okay. So, hi. My name is Marisa Johnson. I am a personal development life coach. I teach, I coach, I empower women who are exhausted from doing it all because they want it all. I wanted to jump on here real quick and do a short introduction. Um, I am I have put together a three-part live series for moms, wives, women who feel overwhelmed, overworked, unappreciated, undervalued in their everyday routine of barely surviving life. I started as a life coach because I was one of those women. I was an overworked nine to fiver. I was overwhelmed from trying to do it all because I wanted it all and not necessarily knowing what all meant, but just striving for more. I left one job to go to another job for more money and realized that it wasn't money. It wasn't a job that needed the change. It was me that needed the change. And that change came inside. And I that's how I discovered life coaching, actually discovered me. And I feel that God put that in my path, put life coaching in my path, in my vision, in my sight, to grasp it and to see what it was about. And I began learning and studying and taking courses. I've always been into self-help, but this stuff worked. I found something, strategy, methods, a process, thoughts, beliefs that works. It changes you. It changes your life. And something that I saw on Instagram, I believe her name is Coaches in Heels. She shared it on her page, and I absolutely loved it. A life coach is somebody who has been through hell and goes back for the women that are still there to help them get to where they are. And that's what I want to do. I want to help you get out of hell, basically, and get to where you need to be, where you want to be. It feels great. It feels good. My life was waking up. Maybe you could relate. My life was waking up early in the morning. Well, let me rephrase that. I'd wake up, I'd hit the snooze button about 5, 6 times, and then I was rushing. I was, squeezing into that spank, sweating. I just got out of the shower, but now I'm sweating. So you roll down the Spanx and it lands at the bottom of your feet on the floor. You grab the tunic out of the laundry basket. You spray it with Febreze. You go. You put you give your son, your daughters, your kids, the cereal, and then you're rushing to work. And then there's the commute. And then you get to the job where it's a soul-sucking job. It's giving you no value in your life. It doesn't make you feel good about yourself. It's just a necessity. We have to pay bills. The bills have to get paid, and that's basically how I was looking at it. It wasn't something that I wanted to do forever, but I didn't necessarily know what I wanted to do until I gained the skills that I needed to figure that out, to go inside of myself and make those changes. So give me 1 second. I wrote some notes down because I do get a little distracted. So I went from working at a pretty high salary paying job, realized it just wasn't for me. The first day, my new boss was to say the least, yelling, was very abusive to the young woman who was training me. And that's just, I wasn't comfortable with it. It wasn't a place where I wanted to be. I didn't want to have, I've had abusive bosses in the past, and I don't work well. Who works well in those types of environments? So I began a journey of trying to find my way out of that job. And it landed in me learning how to code. Learning how to code resulted in me trying to find remote positions, remote jobs. And it looked great, but it still didn't feel great to read those job responsibilities. It was cool, but I needed more, but I just didn't quite know. So I started blogging, and in blogging and writing, I was able to express myself. I was able to self-reflect, and at this time I was learning and diving into any self-help book that I found. So I went from trying to find the perfect job, the one, to make, looking outside to feel good about myself. I went from that to looking inside and saying, well, what do you like? What do you want to do? What do you enjoy? And I reignited my passion for writing, my passion for helping other people. And that's when I started on this course of gaining as much knowledge as I possibly could and applying it to my life. And when I saw that it worked, my blog to empower women changed into a career goal for me to coach women. So I started an online coaching practice. And I created a course, but before I get to the course, just to know, I did not forget where I came from. I was in hell. Now I am living an exceptional life. I love my life. I was filled with so much self-hate, and now I'm filled with so much self-love. And it wasn't until I took a chance on myself. It wasn't until I showed up for myself. So I learned and I grew through a lot, and I'm giving you these strategies and tools so that you can go from the morning dread to a morning filled with gratitude and energy. You'll be able to gain the clarity and confidence to have those difficult conversations with your husband, a friend, a mom, a sibling, a coworker, your boss. We know how difficult that can be. But when you gain the clarity and the confidence, when you gain the clarity about what's going on in your mind and how those thoughts in your mind are creating a feeling and an emotion within inside of you, you don't react. You're not that compulsory. That's not the word I want to use. You don't react. You're more proactive. You'll be able to, with this course, you'll be able to create boundaries without, without anger, without withdrawing. You will stop apologizing for wanting more. You'll create a life you'll appreciate, and you'll stay self-motivated, focused, and you'll see things through the end to accomplish your goals. I faced a lot of fear actually going live and doing this. Self-doubt, fears, anxieties, worries. I'm not immune to it. Nobody is immune to these crippling beliefs or thoughts. But when you're armed with the proper tools, the proper skills, you're able to navigate those life stresses, those ups and downs of life. And I completely believe in what I'm teaching. I believe that there is value to be gained from what I've learned. I mean, I was depressed. I had suicidal thoughts because I hated my job. I hated my job. My marriage was on the rocks. My husband was sleeping in a whole nother room. We barely spoke. My son was being diagnosed for a learning disability. And I felt like I was failing as a mom. I was failing in my career. I was making bad decisions one after another. My marriage was on repeat. It was like a broken record. Every time I spoke to my girlfriend in the morning to vent, I was saying the same. I found myself saying the same things over and over again. And I just got sick and tired of me. I got sick and tired of looking at myself in the mirror. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I couldn't teach my son success when I didn't feel like I was a success. So when I tell you that I am passionate about what it is that I have to offer, it's because I was there. I was there at a very low place. I was in hell. Like I said, I was depressed. I was having panic attacks every morning going to work. You know those Poland Spring water bottles? I was throwing up in those every morning and then throwing them out when I got to work. Nothing really, because I was throwing up bile because I hadn't eaten anything. I couldn't eat anything. I was stressed out and I was burnt out, and I really want to help. I really want to coach those women who are there like me, who felt and who can feel this story, who it can resonate with. This is my first live video. I faced a lot of fear, a lot of self-doubt, but I gotta tell you, every time I have a self-doubt about not being enough, not being good enough, pretty enough, young enough, smart enough, when I face it, when I get past that and do it and just do it anyway, show up for myself, it feels so fucking good. It feels amazing. And I want you to experience that same emotion, that same feeling, that same strength, that same confidence. So I will be posting a link to where you can what's the word? Not prescribe. That's subscribe. Where you can subscribe to. I have three live videos that I will be presenting. Excuse me. I'll be presenting 3 live videos, 3 separate days, quick videos, but these videos are going to, like I said, they're going to give you the tools and the strategies so you can take that morning dread and be filled with gratitude. You're going to get some me time, some much needed me time without feeling guilty. Okay, we're going to get our shit together. We're going to figure out what the hell we want to do with our lives, and we're going to get it in motion. We're going to start on an action plan. So I'm going to have a link in the description. Click on it to register. Excuse me. It will be on Facebook Live. I think, I'm not quite sure. I think I'm going to do Facebook Live. This is my first time doing YouTube live, excuse me. And you can always, I would love for you to like my page, follow me, subscribe, and share. share to any other moms, wives, and overwhelmed women who this might resonate to. So I will see you there. Thanks and have a great day. Let's see, how do I turn this off? Like that?